Hi everyone, for tonight's Nightcap in review, I'm having an adult beverage, and tonight I'll be discussing Leather and Lark by Brynne Weaver. I do have this physical copy, and this is the edition I read. Of course, I'm giving my honest opinion. Here are the highlights and the content warnings. And my rating for this book is a 4.75, so what's it about? So this book is about Lark, who is all about glitter and chaos, so it's not really surprising when a little deletion, as she calls it, doesn't go according to plan. Not that she ever really has a plan. So she reaches out to her stepfather, who puts her in touch with a cleanup crew. Now, the man they sent is more than capable of handling the job, but he really needs to work on his customer service skills, as he makes it very apparent that he thinks that she is a spoiled princess whose crimes are being covered up, and his treatment of her does not earn him a gold star in her book. But what she doesn't know is that this man is none other than Lachlan Kane, the brother to her best friend's fiance, and he is the man of honor to her maid of honor for their upcoming wedding. Now, they manage to keep it together for the wedding, even though they can't stand one another. But when trouble starts to find her family, they think Lachlan and his brother are the one responsible. So to protect her best friend's future and keep Lachlan safe, she decides to marry a man that she cannot stand. Now, this may keep him safe, but there's still the matter of who's truly responsible, because the person is out for blood, and they will have to rely on one another in order to keep everyone safe. So what are my thoughts? Again, I'm giving this a 4.75. I had a really good time reading this. I really enjoyed Lark and Lachlan, and I think I prefer this book over Butcher and Blackbird. It's my personal favorite so far. And I think that really has to do with the two of them, because they had great chemistry and great banter. The whole time I was either giggling or blushing, and I just loved every time Lachlan called Lark the Duchess or Duchess. It just made me giggle. This book opens up with the two of them kind of having their identities hidden from one another. So we have a bargain Batman and a devastation Barbie, and the way they snipe at one another just, again, had me giggling. And then later on, when they meet, they don't really know it's the other person, because again, their identities were hidden. I'm trying not to give away too much. And the whole time, as the reader, you're just giggling because you can't wait for that aha moment. And when it happens, I was just laughing so hard. I really had a good time reading this. The two of them had some great chemistry, and even though they keep sniping at one another, they are forced into constantly meeting up due to their connections with his brother marrying her best friend, and them also having some other connected friendships. But then, due to circumstances, they're forced to marry one another. At least that's from Lark's perspective, because she wants to keep him and her safe and her best friend happy. So this really amps up their antics and their sniping and their banter, and because it's a slow burn, it just really increases that tension, and I had an absolute blast enjoying that. Now, when it comes to our characters, we first have Lachlan, who I absolutely adored. And yes, he's a contract unaliver, but he only got into that career to keep his brother safe. And even though he's miserable, I think he would do it all over again if it meant their safety. He's just a really good guy who is grumpy, but is really so sweet. And I just want to say he's a blusher. Every time he blushed, I giggled, and I just absolutely loved it. But he was also really sweet and attentive and encouraging when it came to Lark and her hobbies. And the way he went about earning her forgiveness, like he bought her glitter because he wants them to have a real shot at a future together, was just so sweet. And when it comes to Lark, I just loved her personality, which was a little psycho, but again, underneath it all, she is just a devoted, loyal person. And if you're her person, she's going to go to the mat for you, even if it means going against her family and lying to them. She was a little manic, but I love that energy. Overall, I had a really good time reading this. It makes me really curious about the next book, and I'll definitely be reading that one soon, hopefully. But this one is currently available. I do recommend the series, and I hope you have a good night and happy readings.